Okay, so how does one channel the art of self-love? What does self-love really look like? These are trigger words and key terms and things that we hear all the time. And very rarely are we putting our own context to what that really looks like. We rarely give ourselves actionable things that we can do to invest into our self-love journey. And it starts to get a little bit exhausting. All the information out there, all of the articles, the books, the posts, the memes, it's a lot to digest and try to wrap your head around, especially if you're in a season where you're struggling to access your self-love or a positive self-identity. What we're going to do today is really break down actionable items and steps, ways that you can inch your way closer to self-love. And it really is an art to being able to love on yourself like you would love on someone else. It's way easier to project everything that we have inwards outward. But when we have to do the inverse and give ourselves that same level of attention, care, patience, grace, all of the beautiful things that we're able to bestow on someone else, when it's time to turn those things inward, it starts to get a little tricky, and there is an art to it. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it today. Thank you for joining us again for another episode. My name is FallonFavors. If this is your first time here, welcome, of course. Here we discuss a lot of relationships, love, family. Those are the topics that we really try to get underneath the surface of, sprinkling a little astrology from time to time as well. But we really are focused on unearthing our deeper, most inner thoughts, feelings, and emotions, bringing those to the surface to promote self-transformation, healing, and more positive relationships. So the art of self-love in an effort to prepare yourself for the next relationship. We did a self-love video a couple of weeks back. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, where we kind of started to scratch the surface of what self-love really looks like. Again, this is a loaded topic. There are so many conversations going on around self-love. And again, for many people that are in that season where you're trying to figure out exactly how to navigate that ship and figuring out what that looks like on a day-to-day basis, opposed to just something that you are reading in a book or something that you are seeing someone else talk about on a public platform. How do we really break it down to the granular and put ourselves in position to actually start practicing the self-love that we desire? So today what we're going to do is we're going to break self-love, the art of self-love, down into three main components. Component number one in accessing and tapping into the art of self-love is going to be putting yourself first. This can also be a very loaded conversation and topic, one that's kind of been oversaturated and people have talked about it. Put yourself first. What does that really look like though? That's what we want to start asking ourselves. How can we make this actionable? So putting yourself first can look like only attending outings that serve you. Either it serves you professionally, it serves you spiritually, emotionally. There is some benefit that you're getting by stepping outside of the house, putting on your good fashions, doing your hair, your makeup. If you have kids, you've arranged their care. If you have, a house full of chores and things to do, you've gotten all of your things together. If you've had to maybe take off work, leave work a little bit early, there are adjustments that need to be made when you are preparing yourself to go out, wherever these outings may be. If these outings are not serving you in a capacity that are adding to your value and adding to the self-love that you are pouring into yourself, and all, if it's not adding to that, you need not be there. You need to respectfully decline. And in some situations, it may require you to disrespectfully decline. A lot of times people feel entitled to your time. People feel entitled to your presence being in certain spaces. And this could be, a little bit controversial, but I think this even comes down to very special occasions, birthdays, holidays. These are days and these are things that, yes, are very special, momentous occasions. And, we want to make sure that we are celebrating each other and being there for one another. But when you are on this self-love journey, and you are committed to ensuring that you are really tapping into the art of what self-love is, and you want to have a strong hold and grapple on that, you have to be able to respectfully decline invitations. You certainly need to decline invitations that cause your spirit to be at unrest. And if you don't know what that really means, which some of us may not because we're not really in tune and present in our bodies as we should be, but if you are around people or in environments, because sometimes it's not even the person that's inviting you out to the social gathering or the thing, it could be the environment that you're in, the place that the place that the brunch is at, or the place that you're going to go maybe sip a couple cocktails, or the social networking thing. If you're in these spaces and you have a feeling of unrest, something about it is just not sitting well, even before you get there. If something in your spirit is telling you, I don't really want to go to that. It's just, I don't really want to go. If you're not excited and you're not pumped up and you're not amped up and, you haven't been prepping and planning to go to this thing, you don't need to go. We grown, okay? We're not kids. This is not, I want to go to little Tiffany birthday party because, I want to make sure that I give her a gift and it's her 10th birthday. Baby, we grown with kids and families and endeavors and things that we're trying to accomplish and places of ourselves that we want to be able to make whole. We are on that kind of journey. We don't have time to be sparing feelings. Okay? If you are around individuals that are not in support of your self-love journey, it would probably be well advised for you to let the people that are closest to you know that you are on this journey. But if they're not in support of that, I won't even say that you have to cut them off, because that's another very popular thing. Everybody wants to cut everybody off. You don't even have to cut these people off, but you do need to distance yourself until you get a really strong hold on where you want to be in your self-love journey and self-care journey. Putting yourself first also looks like prioritizing your needs before everyone else's. This is very alien to a lot of us. And I say us because I am speaking primarily to women. Of course, this is for male, female, masculine energy, feminine energy, but women, because I identify closest to that experience. We have been indoctrinated heavily into the paradigm that we have to, as women, sacrifice all of our things in order to meet the needs of everyone else around us. Our man, our husband, our kids, our family, and then our jobs, not even our personal business or endeavors or dreams, just the jobs that we are helping to build and businesses that we are helping to build for other people. We are expected, even though people won't tell you that. People won't tell you that because they seem like a-holes. They won't tell you that, but you can tell in the behavior when you start enacting boundaries of no, I'm not doing that. No, that doesn't work for me. No, I'm unavailable. You will start to see people's reaction to that because they are so used and so prone to seeing you available at their every beck and call. And this goes for your kids too. And I know that that's hard to kind of hear sometimes as well because we want to give our all to our children. But when you are on this journey, okay, it is going to require some sacrifice, and you need all of the love, time, and attention that you can get from yourself. And if some people have to get cut out, even if that means your children to, of course, a reasonable degree, then so be it. If you need to rest, if you need to take a nap, if there's some additional time that you need to work on that business plan that you've been putting off, if you need to go out by yourself, okay, and go shopping on your own, go get a meal on your own, if you need to do anything and everything that puts you before everyone else, you need to do that. And I think what happens is too, because we are prone to being people pleasers as women in a lot of instances, we will start to get nervous. Oh, well, if I don't do this, then what's gonna happen? Are they gonna be mad at me? Are they not gonna love me? Are they not gonna, revere me in the same way as super mom or super girlfriend or wife or super friend or super daughter or whatever the roles that you play in your life? Are these people that I hold so dear to me, that I know lean on me, are they now going to look at me in a different way and not love on me and accept me in the same way? So a lot of people-pleasing tendencies when you're breaking down the archetype that you used to be as you start to inch your way closer to having a healthier relationship with self-love. Another really big one is being your own hype woman or man before you hype up anybody else. I have some friends, I have some girlfriends, one that comes to mind specifically, and she is the biggest champion of everyone's stuff. Shout out to Nay, I just say her name. What's up, Nay girl? She is the champion of all champions when it comes to supporting others. She is the first one posting something or reposting something on her story. She's the first one to show up to an event that you have when you're launching something or doing a soft launch or a hard launch for a project that you're working on. She's the first person to give you positive feedback and to champion you in your comments and to tell people about your business. She is the champion of other people. That's Aquarius vibes too, though. It's about the community and the collective. That's one of their gifts. But even in the instance of that, if it's not even to that degree, because she's like a very high level degree of support for many, many people. But even if you don't fully resonate with that, but you know that you do that with your immediate circle a lot, it's always championing everybody else, or you're always pushing forward your husband or your partner or your spouse, or just people that you have around you in your immediate collective, you need to be your own hype woman first. That means I'm not promoting nobody else's business until I promoted my own. I'm not going to anybody else's event until my business plan is drawn and I have hard dates set of when I want to have certain things accomplished by. I think it's also really important to note that this thing that we are working on, this self-love, self-care journey, this thing is seasonal. This is not the way that we have to operate till the end of time for eternity. But when we are focused and we are locked in on wanting to accomplish this and wanting to really channel this energy, again, there are going to be some sacrifices. And it's also not to say that you can't support or champion anyone else on their journey of professional endeavors or personal growth, whatever. But it is very important to note that you must put your own goals, dreams, aspirations, projects, the things that you are working on, you have to be in the forefront of that. And that has to be out front before you have time to champion anyone else. If you have not taken the time to do that today or this week, and you have not promoted your own business, you have not, promoted your own journey that you're on personally, if you have not done anything nice for yourself, if you have not taken care of yourself first, you have no energy to expend towards anybody else until you do that, period. And overarchingly, what this really is you are turning your back on selflessness. I'm gonna say it again, okay? You are turning your back, okay? Giving the middle finger to selflessness. You're starting to tap into more of that selfishness, and you are turning your back on selflessness. This is a very hard concept for many, many, many people because we are trained and taught to take care of everybody else before we take care of ourselves. We are stopping that. That is null and void in this season. In this season, it's all about us. I'm so sorry if you're offended by that. I implore you to focus on you and further whatever it is that you're looking to do. But as of right now, this is about me. And if you cannot support that, I totally get that and understand that. But I bid you adieu, seriously. The second component that I want to touch on as far as the art of self-love is nurturing. I want you to put yourself in the mindset of a mother and her child. This is not specific to people that actually physically have children. This is a concept or an ideal state of mind. When you think about a mother and her child, all of us are children of our mothers. So whether you had a positive or negative relationship, caregiver, think caregiver, somebody that really loved on you and took care of you. It's just a reference that you can use when I'm explaining this. The way that a mother nurtures, protects, stewards over her children is a love that I hope many of us will get to experience by way of what we experience coming into the world and growing up through our adolescence, or what we're able to provide to a child, even if it's not our child, even if it's a niece, a nephew, if it's, a cousin or someone, an adopted child or your own biological children. It is a love that is unmatched. There is no parallel of love that you can see that exceeds the level of love that a mother has for her child. When you are thinking about tapping into the art, the beautiful art and nuance of self-love, you are going to need to love on yourself like a newborn baby. You essentially are a newborn baby. You are born again. And in every way possible, you need to have patience with yourself. Kisses, hugs, and these are things that I mean quite literally. People think that you sound crazy when you talk about, have you given yourself a hug? Okay, I'm not talking about the corny, okay, give yourself a hug, okay. I'm talking about really wrapping your arms around yourself, rubbing yourself, holding yourself, okay? Listening to some music that puts you in a very tranquil state of mind. Having some tea, having a beverage that you feel rejuvenated, restored, and refreshed by. Putting yourself in an environment that promotes peace and wellness, whether that be a space that you've designated in your home or you're at a spa or a wellness center. You really need to be physically, emotionally, mentally loving on yourself and nurturing yourself. The reason why this is also important is because as a mother does with her nurturing and love and care and that tenderness, mama bear syndrome is very real. When you come to play with somebody's children, and I don't care if you 2 or 70, it doesn't matter who you are, you come to play with somebody's kids, you're gonna have to see about it with their mom. Their mom is going to be coming to see you and have a conversation with you. It doesn't matter what her nature is. It doesn't matter if she's confrontational. It doesn't matter if she is, it doesn't matter. All of that's going to go out of the window. Caution to the wind. You messing with my child. What's up? This is the kind of protection that you need to have over yourself. You need to be able to protect yourself from predatory behavior, people, environments. You need to be able to protect yourselves from circumstances and situations that are putting you at risk emotionally, mentally, physically. You know what those environments are. It's time to stop negating what you really know and dismissing your intellect and intelligence. A lot of us are way smarter than we give ourselves credit for. We act kind of confused, like we really don't know, and we have to seek out resources. And this is nothing that I'm telling you that I haven't experienced myself, but we intuitively know, especially as women, we know those instances where we are in dangerous environments. This is our survival nature. So it's a very fine line also, because I do think that sometimes we feel like, well, how do I know that it's not my insecurities talking? How do I know that it's not the damaged and traumatic and traumatized parts of myself that are keeping me away from really engaging with this person and really having the experience with them? If you are not in a healing, I won't say healed, we don't say healed here. If you are not in your healing space, when you have really seen yourself ascend level to level as you get closer and closer to the win of understanding how you love and care for yourself, if you know that you have not really gotten to that point, it is a very small chance that it's your insecurities talking. It's this, it's that. When you are in a more healed state of mind and you are self-aware enough and accountable, you may be able to lean on that and be able to pull yourself to the floor and say, okay, I see what happened there. That's my, daddy issue. Those are the issues that I've been dealing with and that I've been, okay, I know what triggered that. Okay, got it, boom. You can call it out as that. When you are in an unhealed space and you have been battling yourself to really go on that journey, but you do a lot of starting, stopping, and you haven't implemented these steps that we are talking about today. If you know that, then this is your intuition talking, trying to fight with you, battling with you. For the love of God, to stop being around these people, stop being around these environments, stop. It is a call and a cry for help. But that voice, of course, gets smaller and more faint the more that we tend to block that out. So be very aware and cognizant of that feeling that you get that is very survival mode based, mama bear based, fight or flight based. Pay attention to that, because those are going to be your indicators to let you know when it is time to exit a toxic environment or situation. And you must protect and steward over yourself exactly how a mama bear would with her cub. Okay, so I feel like that was super heavy. So this is the fun part, okay? Get ready, girls. This is the fun part. This is the fun component. This is the part where it starts to feel more like self-care. It's self-love, but it's self-care. You are going to exclusively date yourself. Exclusively date yourself. I would urge any woman that is on this journey, okay, because this is also in an effort to prepare you for your next relationship or your next season of relationships, dating, what have you. You want to be dating yourself exclusively. This means you are turning down dates if people are trying to date you, because you're not in the right state of mind at this point anyway. You're not going to really be able to show up in your best light because you're still working on you. And this does require it's almost like somebody wanting to set up shop in a restaurant and start cooking and serving meals when there's still dust flying around. There's still things that need to be handled as far as the codes, as far as the building and safety department. There are certain things that still need to be ironed out and finished before you are open for business. And so trying to entertain people in that space when you haven't fully gotten it all the way together is not really advised. So I would advise to exclusively date yourself. And when you're thinking about dating yourself, think about what your ideal partner is. We've had a video on that as well. Think about what your ideal partner is and try to really factor in what you would want that dating scenario to look like. When you're on that date and you're out to dinner at your favorite restaurant, looking good, dressed up exactly how you want to look, and you know it's giving that very sexy grown vibe. What kind of conversations are you going to be having with your mister? With this man that's asked you out and you're excited about the date and you're feeling good? What kind of questions are you going to ask him? You want to ask yourself these very thought-provoking questions. What was a time where you felt that you had an opportunity to embrace love, but you didn't? Why didn't you? Have you been able to identify and navigate through why you weren't really emotionally available in that season of your life? These are the kind of questions that you would be asking somebody that you're sitting across from. Well, if you know anything like me, because I'm asking in-depth questions. I don't want to know, where'd you go to school? Okay, that's cool. Oh, okay, so what do you like to do for fun? I really want to know what's going on in here. I want to get through all of this. And by asking the right questions, you really do get to, of course, without being too invasive and, you don't want to make it too heavy, but this is you and you. So you actually can kind of get a little bit deeper than you might normally get with yourself and asking yourself questions that you would be posing to somebody that you're interested in dating. You want to send that good morning text and that good evening text. Hey boo, hope you had a good day. Hope you have a nice day. Good morning, king. Da 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 da. Give that to yourself. Good morning, queen. Good morning, as you're looking in the mirror and you're brushing your teeth and you're getting yourself ready for work and you're putting your fashions on and the things that make you feel good. Good morning. How are you, beautiful? It's good to see you. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope your day is filled with inspiration and care and love. Like, you want that kind of vibe. You want that kind of interaction and banter with yourself. Good night. Good night, babe. I hope you have a beautiful and restful sleep. You had an amazing day today. This was an awesome way for you to start really getting closer to who you are and what you want for your life. I'm excited for you. Good job at work today. I love you. This sounds alien. I know. But we are going to redo, if it's the last thing I do, we're going to redo this way of thinking that we have, and we feel like we have to always give that to someone else before we've even given it to ourselves. You want to buy yourself the thoughtful gifts. You want to celebrate the big and the small wins. And this is the last thing that I'll end on before we close out today. I would say, one of the last things, second to last thing that we'll talk about today is I want you to get glammed up. This is a challenge, okay? I might do another challenge. And by the way, you guys, we are in the midst of our 28-day self-care challenge. For all of my lovies that have joined in with us, we are already at day, what is today? The 8th, the 9th? I don't even know, I can't keep up, but we've already started our self-care journey. We've done stuff like, watch one educational video for the day, drink a gallon of water or a half gallon of water. We've already started that journey, and that is more about the self-care aspect. So if you do want that calendar, make sure to drop it in the comments. I will email it to you. Just leave your email when you drop it in the comments and let me know that you do want that self-care calendar. It has a guide attached to it, so you know exactly what you need to do every single day, all of that. But another challenge in the future that we very well may do is the challenge to, I want you to get your hair done, get your nails done, get your feet done. If you can't afford that, do it yourself. Do your hair, do your feet, do your nails, okay? Put on an outfit that makes you feel powerful, that makes you feel beautiful, that makes you feel sexy. I want you to take yourself out on a date by yourself. I'm so interested to know in the comments, ladies. Y'all let me know, have you taken yourself out on a date ever? Have you ever gone out to eat in a public place by yourself? No friends, no family, no man, just you. We're gonna do a challenge for that. I can feel it coming up in me. We'll probably do it maybe sometime around the holidays. And this is a challenge of not only your will to really, really understand what it means to love on yourself and be in love with yourself and be in relationship with yourself, but it's also a very key indicator in whether or not you feel comfortable standing alone. A lot of us do not, and that is a part of our reconditioning that we have to do to step away from the negative relationship that we have with codependency and leaning on people to try to feel good and wanting to receive things from everybody else that we have yet to give ourselves. It's going to be able to really tell you and let you know how strong you are in that arena. Because if just by me talking about it, if it's giving you anxiety, that means something. If you're even thinking about, oh, going and sitting by myself, who am I talk to? What am I do? And I'm also not talking about going to dinner and just being on your phone. Of course, you can look at your phone if you want to, glance at it, maybe scroll a little bit, but you still want to be open. Maybe you bring a book. Maybe you do watch a podcast or something like that while you're out to dinner. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but occasionally look up. Have a sip of your cocktail, engage with your wait staff. If you see someone else that's on a date, give them a smile, or give the lady a smile and a wink. And, this is next level, okay? Y'all wanted to know about the art of self-love and self-care. So we're leveling up because this ultimately is going to prepare you for the relationship that many of us really want. That deep love, that deep relationship that will sustain us until the end of time. And if you are looking for a more surface level relationship, if that's okay with you, and even a surface level relationship with self, this is probably not for you, okay? And I do appreciate you watching it and making it all the way to the end. Kudos to you. But if you've made it this far and you've made it to the end, you want this. If you're here and you're on the FallonFavors platform and you have tapped into all of my content and all of my videos over the years, you want this. Okay, and we're gonna go on this journey together as we've continued to over the last 4 years. So I think it might be 5 years. I'm saying 4, I'm cutting myself short. We started in 2019, so it was 5 years, excuse me. So if you've been on this ride or you've just now joined, we're gonna do this thing and we're gonna do it together. So just make sure to stay tuned. But that's gonna wrap up the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It went way longer than expected, but I feel like there was some real meat and potatoes that we needed to really add to the recipe. So that way we truly understand the art of self-love, how to prepare ourselves for the next season of our life when we are ready to be in that dream relationship that we all ultimately want. Well, some of us, we can't say all no more because everybody don't want a relationship. Everybody don't want. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, you guys. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, and I will see you next week. Don't forget about the 28-day self-care challenge. It is actively going on as we speak. Follow me on Instagram for updates on that at Oh That's Fallon. You'll see that in the description part of this video, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Love you. Peace.